Biology Part 132. On the other hand, it sometimes happens that a carcass is buried almost immediately by shifting sands or volcanic ash. Alternatively, dead organisms may be trapped in the swamps or the marshes or sink to the bottom of the lakes or the oceans. In these circumstances, decay is likely to be prevented by the absence of oxygen. Later, accumulated sediments compress the remains of the original hot parts are slowly replaced by the inorganic salts deposited from the water seeping. This process is called the petrification. After many millions of years, such fossils may be exposed on the surface of the geological movements and erosion. Occasionally, the organisms are preserved in other ways, as in the case of insects trapped in the trees resin fossilized, in the tree resins fossilized to form amber, please. In tree resins fossilized to form amber. Mammoth remains discovered in Siberia were also well preserved in ice that their meat was eaten by dogs. Trace fossils include footprints and fossilized droppings or coprolites. The most important conclusions from the fossil record are: number one, the simplest organisms appeared first and survived for hundreds of millions of years before the appearance of more advanced forms. Number two, when fossils are arranged in chronological order, the clear patterns of evolution descent normally emerge. Change in the structure can be interpreted as the adaptation to new conditions. Number three, extinction is a frequent event, so that only a very few fossils form are represented among the organisms living today. A simplified evolutionary history of the horses is shown in the figure. Each branch of the tree represents a different genus of the horses, but only the more important ones are named. The illustrations show the reconstruction of fossil forms together with the details of limb and tooth structure. The ancestral horse, Hyrconium, was a relatively small animal, about 0.3 meter tall, and at the shoulder it was a woodland creature and probably ate soft vegetation and fruit. The changes observed, including increased size, development of high-crowned molar teeth, and loss of the limb bones, can all be related to the change in the habitat from woodland browsing to the grazing in open country. Alterations in limb structure contributed to increased speed, important for escape from the predators. Horses, which remained the earlier adaptations, eventually became extinct through failure to compete successfully with other herbivores. The evolution of horses is an important example because many of the intermediate stages in development appear in fossil record. It is also important that the fact the transitions from one limb type to another occurred fairly quickly and were separated by long periods with little change. Many similar instances of accelerated development in other fossil groups suggest that evolution is not always a gradual process but quite often occurs as a series of jumps. In much the same way as a new technological innovation, such as electric lighting, quickly replaces older, less efficient technology. The occurrence of the rapid transition helps to explain why intermediate forms are sometimes missing from the fossil record. In some cases, the fossils of intermediate forms have been found.